Hey guys, welcome back to another video. I know I did not release this yesterday when it was first announced, but nonetheless, I am here now. I have been really tired and just a lot of stuff going on, so trying to keep up with everything is a little bit of a pain right now. But let's take a look at what all they have shown us and what all we're getting in the game. So these here look. I'm gonna start off with a common trend with a lot of things. A lot of these blocks here seem very familiar. However, they look more like a more heavily armored variant. And I could point out two as of right now, well, three as of right now that I can see. Four. The number keeps going up. So there's about four different kinds of blocks I could see here that I know for an absolute fact are pretty much just that, just a heavily armored variant of what we had previously. And the more I look at these, the more I think, like, I think we're getting a new kind of light or event block. I don't know. But let's look at all the new stuff, and we're going to start over here with this big thing right behind the "Join Us for Space Engineers" tag right here. That giant structure. That is not a multi-block structure, because you can actually see the ramp go up. You can see that this is all intersecting in one block area. Right, that's all one 5 by 5 by 5. That is the new largest block in the game. I mean, just, jeez. It takes up, let's see, it's a 5 by 5 to 25, another 5 up. That's 125 block space that thing takes right there. What does it do? I have no idea. Now, some people are worried. I have done some looking. Some people are worried this might be a shield generator, and let's look at what if. It might not be, but let's say what if. If this is a shield generator, alright, then it's probably not, it's not going to be like the safe zone. It will be able to break, and you'll still be able to build, repair, weld, grind, drill with inside of it. But at the same time, look at the size of that compared to the size of that ship. So it'll be very hard to put onto ships. If it is a shield generator, it'll be very use extensive, and I have no doubt in my mind that they're going to try to make it well balanced. If anything, it'll probably block half damage coming through, or it'll cause objects to slow down. That's another thing it could do. Maybe you could require a shield projector. If done correctly, I think a shield generator would be okay. But it's more of a move that I'm kind of hoping they don't do, because the community is very split and divided on it. And I think that if there is to be one added in, we first need to come to some kind of compromise, something we could just commonly agree on with this, if that makes any sense. If it is a shield generator, but it's likely not. It's probably maybe has something to do with the new target lock systems. It could be a, I have no idea what that is. It's in a hangar, kinda, so could be maybe a fuel station. Maybe they're adding in a new type of fuel, and then these aren't ion thrusters. Maybe that's just a fuel refinery for a new thruster engine type. So that's what we see there. Moving over to the side, we don't see much of anything new apart from the spotlights, but they're more noticeable here. So this we'll get to later. When did I? Okay. So there's a red dot right there, and it's bugging the crap out of me. So here we see two guys arguing over, I'm guessing, a potato, because I can't see what's back there, but they're definitely aggressively pointing at one another. So moving upwards, we see the more armored airlock door that we were shown previously, and how it kind of goes over into this next block section here. And what I'm kind of curious about is these bits, these blocks right here. Don't know what that's doing? Is that what's causing the distortion? Nope. Okay, it's me writing on it causing that distortion. So this looks like I don't know what it is, but if you see like that block area takes up this whole spot, and it's got that vent, that lighting, and that could be a glass panel over it. That explains why it'd be darker than this section here. But I'm not too entirely sure as to what all of this is. Now these down here, on the other hand, these I could tell you. Okay? These are definitely a type of armored battery. Your regular battery, but harder to break and likely heavier. So this could probably help out with having your functional blocks not be behind like a layer of heavy and then a layer of light, or vice versa. Then you could just have the heavy or the light and then the stuff right behind it, allowing you to build more compact combat ships. Smaller profiles, harder to hit, easier to repair, easier to mass manufacture, so on and so forth. So that's something that we notice there. Now, the next thing that we notice, that there's this right here, the console block that we were shown yet again a few months back. And we're gonna go down this direction to these guys, who are giving off a bit of a salute. So that's a brand new emote coming in. It's pretty cool. They're all standing at attention, it seems. That one's not new, I know that because I've been using it a lot. And you can kind of see it. I know I'm circling everything, and that might be annoying some of you guys, especially if you all are on iPhone. I know how much you all hate the fact that I'm circling a bunch of very obvious stuff, but you know what? Deal with it. So, we got a new type of, I'm gonna say a new type of couch, because I can't really see it, but it's definitely on some kind of lift. But we now know that the new console block is, your character doesn't sit at it, he stands at it while he controls it, so that's pretty cool. I mean, you know, now our guys aren't always sitting down to move a vehicle. We can now have vehicles that show the character standing up, so you know, these little movable platforms or whatnot, the little, I don't know what they're called, scooter racks, I guess. I don't know. So that's another cool thing we can do with them. Here we have what looks to be some cargo. This is definitely new. You can kind of see it, these 4 little circles connected to this little block. I don't know what that is, but this here looks to be more of a rocket. This looks to be more of like a rocket tube. This doesn't seem entirely familiar. I'm thinking that's a reactor, just positioned odd. No, it's not, because it's circular right there. Circular. So what is that? I don't know. But it looks like we're getting definitely some more, maybe that's like a swivel. Like a swivel hinge? Because we're getting spotlights. Previously, for spotlights, I mean, they were just solid, static, one spot, didn't move, but now we have them to, and if we wanted them to move, we'd have to put them on a rotor, and then build a hinge or another rotor, and it'd kind of be like off to the side or something, and we'd have to have maybe a camera to point it where we'd want it to point, and then a freaking programmable block just to get it to where we could control it with the movement of our mouse. But it seems like now we just might actually be able to get it to move the ways that we want it to move to. If that makes any sense. And it'll, you know, we don't need the rotor, the hinge, and the spotlight itself. We just need one block instead of 3. So that's definitely going to help keep things more compact. I have a ship that has like 6, not 6, it has 1, 2, 3, 4, not 6, it has 5. 1 on the front, 2 on each side, and it's like a type of patrol ship, even though it's slow and bulky. I'm still working on it, but it has like 5 spotlights that I needed to put a rotor, a hinge, and then a spotlight onto, And now I can compact all those to where they're not sticking so far out and looking really weird. I can now have them just out there, and it's more compact, it's more fitting into the size of the actual body. It'll drop the weight of the ship, not by a noticeable amount, but if you build really light ships that are very, I'm gonna say, load restrictive, like you can only, ships that you're trying to build at a certain size and to carry a certain weight. Let's say it's like a mining ship and you need that moving spotlight, or it's a search ship and you need that moving spotlight, but you don't want it to be too heavy. I mean, that'll drop a couple blocks off because you'll definitely have more than one spotlight on it. So, you know, for me, I'm just dropping 10 blocks off that ship, which is also a good PCU saver. If you're restricted in terms of PCU, then that rotor, that hinge, and that spotlight is not a very good combo. So maybe this on its own will be less PCU, the lesser PCU value than those 3 blocks put together. I hope it is. It freaking better be. But that'll definitely help you build up ships. And so finally we have this bit, which I have no doubt in my mind a lot of people want to talk about. I pointed this out kind of later on in my previous video, and I had one guy comment that they might be a new type of fusion thruster, and that's the reason why I think this might be, if not a shield generator, then it could be some type of fuel refinery, because if maybe it creates from uranium some type of plasma or some type of some kind of fuel for a fusion reactor. I don't know if it'd be liquid or solid. I don't know what they got planned here, but at the same time, I'm also going to state that it could still be what I originally said. It just might be a form of an armored ion thruster. So we will now have 3 different types of the same thrusters. No, 4 different types. 4 for the hydrogen, unless if maybe all the thrusters are getting their own little look over. So the hydrogen thruster, we got the industrial thruster, but we didn't get an industrial, atmospheric, or ion. So this could very well be the ion's 3rd look, which is a armored ion thruster. Could very well be. I mean, might work the same, just looks different. Maybe it could be more durable. I don't know if the industrial hydrogen thruster gives off more thrust. It is slightly bigger. Default thruster is a 3x3x3. Industrial hydrogen thruster is a 3x3x4, or a 3x4x3. So this one could very well be bigger. It could be more heavily armored. The industrial thruster takes the same amount of resources as the regular hydrogen, but I don't think that they would really give much of an edge. Maybe this is going to be a free form of thruster that everyone gets, and then there's going to be a premium version of it, or perhaps that is the premium version of it, and then we just don't see the base one. I don't know why they do that, but I mean, that looks cool enough on its own. I think that should be, if it is an armored ion thruster, it should be free to everybody, because it's a more heavily armored thruster. And thrusters have for a long time been out there, and if you've wanted to cover them up completely and have an internal thrust system within your ship, that would cause your ship to have to be a lot bigger, and then you'd require more thrust. So then it was just more resource, I would say, efficient to build thrusters on the outside and then just armor around them, all apart from the exhaust. So this could definitely help out with the fact of thrusters being not very durable or just very easily taken out. If you're out in space, there you go, armored ion thrust. Or maybe a new fusion thruster that's more effective than the ion thruster, which I don't know why. We have the hydrogen thruster, which is like the more efficient version of both the ion and atmospheric, and works in both. So if it is a brand new type of thruster, then hey, I mean, maybe we'll have more types of other thrusters coming up. If it's a fusion thruster, then maybe we'll have Like if it's a fusion thruster, then likely it's a upgraded version of the ion, and then we might just see upgraded versions of the hydrogen and the atmospheric. Though I doubt that'll be the case, because all thrusters do have their different colors: hydrogen yellow, ion blue, atmospheric is white, and that is definitely blue, like ion blue. So, and then obviously we got the bridge windows there. So, that seems to be all that's coming in. Now let's direct attention to this here. I don't know what time that is, but I can tell you right now, February 3rd. They do their, so this Thursday, 2 days from now, 2 days from me recording this, this is going to be the release date, because when they do their live streams, they release their new updates during their live stream reveals, and this is the Warfare 2 Broadside live stream. So February 3rd, it is coming out. So I'm excited, I'm pumped for it. I wish I had that day off of work, but I don't. But I will be making a video on it, showing the new content on there in full. And yeah, I'll see you all when it releases.